I know it's a couple of weeks late, but in this video we're going to be talking about the Giants Live Royal Albert Hall Strongman Classic. I know it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks late to what it should be. We tried making the video before, and look, just whatever. We had issues trying to actually make the video. So, and then we had some other videos as well. So we said, right, we'll make it now. And in the meantime, we've had two of the biggest names at the show, which is obviously Mitch Hooper and Tom Stolman, gave their review of the Royal Albert Hall. And to be honest, when you see these videos, I think it's even better for us again, because now we can see exactly what the athletes were thinking. Now, and it's just by chance, I suppose you could say, that the two of them within a day of each other, I think it was, posted these videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you look at these videos, I think athletes should really make more of these videos.
Yes, they should, especially Mitch Hooper, because he's a great talker.
It's incredible.
He's very good for the sport. He produces very good, informative content.
Very articulate.
Yes, he like, especially with traveling, what he eats, how does he like rest, sleep patterns, all that stuff. When you're traveling, he says he's like traveling like 15 times a year, roughly.
15 weeks a year.
Yeah. So that's a lot. So he has like a routine, how he deals with like eating on the road and stuff like that. And he talks about it, which is very crucial for someone who's starting like a strongman journey, like for novice, So he knows maybe follow something similar to what Mitch does, and it helps tremendously, So hopefully Mitch will do a bit more of videos like that, and Tom as well. Tom didn't go into that much of a detail.
No, he kind of mainly focused on the show itself, kind of how the show kind of panned out for him more than anything, his time leading up to the show. Whereas Mitchell, I think if Mitchell keeps doing that type of video, I think like it'll be very good for his channel.
I don't know, like, did Tom post it similar when he was traveling after the World's Strongest Man for all these PR things, because he traveled a good bit, and like we predicted, that's why we put Tom in second place, because he had to travel, and he went to that to Germany to the Euros, to watch the match, and it all takes away, and it did, but from what I understand, Tom was really happy with his performance, and he says he performed really well, though he barely trained. He didn't do any, like, he did only a couple of like training sessions with the deadlift. He didn't do any training sessions with the Conan's wheel, and even the grip was its first time doing the event, and he did pretty good, like, altogether, So I want to see, can he now progress and get better for the Show Classic, because I think that's the main one.
Yeah, what are we talking? 4 weeks? I think it is 4 weeks from today.
4 weeks he has from today, which is kind of still a lot of time. And if he can be 20% better, straight away you have to put him in the contingency to win the whole thing.
Yeah, because when you see, like, obviously his axle, like the axle press that he did at the Albert Hall, like 195 kilos, easy. Like, and if it is something that he didn't train as hard or he didn't focus as much as he could, it's very impressive. Like, seriously impressive.
Yeah. For him, it's like, it seems like he's being very positive about the whole sort of competition and the outcome of the competition, which is nice. He wasn't really down, like placing second after Mitch Hooper. I think he knew that's kind of what's gonna happen, And Mitch was just on the day, he was just unbeatable. He came in like 100%, which Tom might be only was at 80 or 85% of his capabilities. So all in all, these two guys at 100%, it's still gonna be a big battle between them two.
I know you're talking about the Royal Albert Hall. We were talking about Mitchell and Tom making the videos afterwards, but when you actually go to the Royal Albert Hall, to the show itself, like, we didn't make the roundup video. We made the predictions video. But, like, when I watched the show, like, I thought it was an incredible show.
Yes.
And I did make the prediction. I said, like, when you see the lineup, when you see the events, I think it was very suited to it. I'm never going to give a show a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm never going to do it, because realistically, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a perfect show.
Yeah, I don't think that there is.
You can maybe get a 9.5. There's never such a thing. But it's never perfect 10 in anything.
For Giants Live, I think you have to say it was as good as it can be.
I think so, yeah. Like, if it was come to a Giants Live show, it's definitely
I don't know how you can beat that, because it's like the arena, the premises are like unreal.
Again, like, that's what I was going to mention as well. I didn't realize, like, the history that was included at Royal Albert Hall and Strongman. Now, look, people can say, oh yeah, I knew about. I'm being completely honest here. Like, and the Royal Albert Hall, to me, as I've always known it, was like this kind of posh kind of higher class stadium.
Even Mitch Hooper, he was saying that he thought like it was very, which way he said it was very prestigious for strongmen to be competing there, because the aura in the arena, it seems like it's for the very for people who are very like aristocrats.
I suppose.
For someone who's really like posh and stuff like that. So I think so it was nice that strongman kind of competing in that kind of arenas.
Because when I do see the arena as well, you see it from the floor and you look up. Like I remember I was in like the Pantheon in Rome, like the Pantheon, like famous say Christian church, pagan turned Christian church in Rome. But like when you look up, the dome is like it's impressive looking up. It's the same in Royal Albert Hall. You look up, and it's not the widest or the largest stadium or arena, I should say, but it's very tall. It's very intimidating, just for the sheer size of it. And again, like when the history aspect came in, like Colin Bryce was talking about, like I think it just makes the show that bit better.
Yeah.
When you can, like, because what he said it was 100 and something years or something in the difference, but yet the Axel record is still set there in that arena. And I think going forward, it has to be set in that arena, if that makes sense.
I agree with that, and it should be set in that arena just because of the history. And another thing, I'm really glad that Mitch Hooper took that track away from BB. Yeah. So I'm glad in a way that he took it, because Mitch is one of the strongest guys now in the strongman circuit.
Top three.
Yeah, top 3 guy. And it's good that the guy who's constantly competing in holding all these records now, So I don't know who can get the log press record. I can't see at the moment anyone who can do that.
Because we know that Mitchell, like when he does the axle, obviously he's been training for the axle. And he said himself, I think it was 6 months, he was kind of training really hard on the split jerk technique. So Mitchell set the 218 kilo record, like very, very easy. Now I know it took him 2 attempts, and he did admit himself that in the video he didn't like give himself the best setup with a couple of things, but like it was the smoothest 218 I think you could have asked for.
Yeah, like I don't know. To me, I truly believe that Eddie Hall on a day when he pressed 216
more impressive.
Yes, because it was kind of like a military style press from the shoulders. I would say that on a day he could have done 220.
The reason I find Eddie Hall's records, not even just that, his records more impressive, is because Eddie was so far ahead of everybody else at the time.
Yeah.
Like he was 30 kilo. He broke the previous deadlift record by 30 kilos.
Yeah, when it comes to deadlift, even like his shoulders were always his dumbbell was never that great.
That can be the technique as well.
Log is pretty good. He nearly broke the world record in the log. And Axel, I think Eddie himself is a bit like he should have done like a bit more. Like 220 would have been really nice. And I think on a day, based on his 216 record, he could have got a 220 no problem. But it's too late, and he did a great thing by coming out to the Alberts Hall and just cheering for Mitch Hooper.
But again, as like you're saying, it's better that say Mitchell Hooper have it than say somebody that doesn't compete as regularly in strongman. It's good for a strongman to hold the strongman records.
Yeah, it's kind of, he's like as well a bit of like a one-trick pony. In the last couple of years, he just focused on his overhead press. Maybe he can come back and take it back, but I don't know if Mitch will want to give it up that easy. So hopefully he won't, And with the log, like I said, I don't know who can take that away from Iron BB, but hopefully again someone will appear like Mitch Hooper out of nowhere
and just
and just overtake the strongman sport.
We mentioned a couple of times obviously about the Tom Stoneman and Mitchell Hooper videos after the Albert Hall. One thing that struck us, like considering this was such an impressive feat of strength, like it's the strongest axle lift in history realistically, and talking about such an in-depth video about the traveling, as like you were saying, like for me, even someone who's been to a couple of strongman shows, I don't know how the athlete thinks and how the traveling that comes to it. And I think Mitchell gave a perfect.
He did a very good job.
He did the perfect job on showing, like now, like me personally now, if I was to travel, I'd say, right, I know how to kind of line up for a strongman show. But his video only got 40,000 views.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, especially knowing that he broke the world record in axle. Then he equaled Martin Litz's record in deadlift, 360 kilos deadlift, and then he broke the record in a hold as well, cannonball hold. Plus, we know that Kordiaka broke the Conan's wheel record. Yeah.
So there was 4 records. Yeah. Well, there was 3 records set, and there was 1 match.
Yeah, and the views weren't there. I don't know. I didn't see the Giants live got good views. They usually get not bad views. Like, you remember Mark Felix when he broke the world record?
The Hercules hold. Millions of views.
Yes, they got millions of views. I don't know. Even with the Iron BB when he broke the records, I think it was kind of a bit everywhere.
Yeah, I'll put up whatever I can find, say on YouTube and other social medias, but as well as that, like another record that was set on the night, like, and Mitchell Hooper mentioned it, was that the volume, the decibel, like they broke the record for the loudest crowd at the Royal Albert. Which, look, so the whole night was record breaking.
Yeah,
in every aspect,
and should have got like
way more views. You should have got more appreciation. Like,
yeah, and it did. I don't know why is. Algorithms are weird on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it would be nice if they push that thing a bit more, especially for the strongman community and for strongman sport. But it seems like they didn't really like what Mitch did with that video, which is kind of like, I don't know, strange to me.
Yeah, because again, very personal, like a lot of information was given. And even at that, given backroom video and stuff, like there's so much in it.
Yeah.
And I really think that athletes should kind of do that a bit more. Now I know it's tough. It's tough, obviously, because they might have other commitments to do. But after every show, if the big athletes could give like just a rough roundup idea, it doesn't have to be very in depth.
Hopefully, other strongmen who have YouTube channels do kind of the same thing, which to me is like perfect, because you give that information to these younger upcoming athletes, so they don't need to make these mistakes and can focus on other stuff to progress their career. So Mitch Hooper, in my opinion, doing a phenomenal job.
So like we were saying, the Royal Albert Hall, a very good show overall, like very impressive, like very well done by Giants Live. Obviously, multiple records are broken, and like we obviously predicted a couple of weeks beforehand that Mitchell Hooper did break the axle record. Will he break more records this year? I don't know. Like could do the log lift.
Probably
maybe
he will.
Maybe.
I don't think that he can break the log press record, but
not this year.
Not this year. No, even in the future, I don't know if he's that good at log. Because you can't really. I don't think that he can use that split jerk technique on the log. It's just only Robert Kearney. I think Misha Koklai was able to do these techniques. I don't know if
it's very different.
Yeah, it's a different
animal.
Yeah, it's a different animal, different positioning, different everything. So I don't know, but with Mitch Hooper, you never know if he puts his head in, if he gets again these coaching people coming in, so you never know.
Like we said in the prediction videos as well, I think we had very similar top 3.
Yeah.
So we had Tom, Mitch, and then Evan Singleton. However, at the show, Evan Singleton had to pull out after the axle. Again, like, was it a lat issue?
No, it was the hip issue. I think hamstring and adductor, something like that. Probably there was a bit of a shift in his pelvis and something seized up. I don't know, but it is frustrating to see Evan constantly excited. Kind of like every year there's something in some competition.
Something holding him back.
Yeah, it seems like he can't be as consistent as
he wants to be.
Yeah, as Mitch Hooper, or he can't be consistent as like other athletes maybe when it comes to these injuries and these conditions that develops during the competition. It's a shame, but
we know as well that he was
the way he is.
He was in England for like obviously a couple of weeks before because he was at England's strongest man.
Yeah, and it's a shame because like it costs him money to stay there a couple of weeks before, like, and we know England is like, it's not the cheapest country in the world by any means. So I know maybe, I don't know, the Giants Live covered his accommodation or something like that, but from that competition he came back basically with zero money, so it's kind of it's hard and it's frustrating for him to be out of the competition because of all these like
small
injuries.
things that are out of his hands basically.
Yeah.
So either way, that is the Royal Albert Hall Strongman Classic. We hope it's kind of after fulfilling what you're hoping.
Yeah, we didn't go into depth with all the events.
Look, it's too late.
It's just too late.
Everybody
knows what happened.
Everybody's probably seen it. Whoever was watching the show obviously knows exactly what happened. And if we had done it a couple of days or even a week sooner, obviously we would have went more in depth.
Yeah.
However, I think we mainly focused more on the Mitchell Hooper and Tom videos because to give a more in-depth version of what actually happened. And if you haven't seen the videos, like like it'll show you what real strongman competitions is like. Either way, let us know in the comment section down below what you thought of the Albert Hall. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to press the like button. Like always, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything that's Lalas Brothers. And we'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.